For projects that don't need to be scheduled for multiple days and don't need a contract associated with them, Knowify's Service Jobs module allows you to quickly and easily create jobs, track their cost, and send out invoices to customers. To start, in the Service Jobs module, click where it says Add New Service Job, and you can enter a job name. If the job name ends in a number, Knowify will automatically suggest the next number when you create the next service job. We'll enter in a job name here and then hit the check to confirm. Then we'll select a client from our database. If the client has an address on file, it'll automatically set the service job address to that specific client's address. But if it needs to be updated, you can click where it says Start Typing to view suggestions and select a new client address for the location of this specific service job. Under Select Type of Service, you can choose if this job will be billed as time and materials, so any labor or material costs added to the job show up on the invoice, or if you want to predetermine a fixed price of the job. If you choose fixed price, then any products or services that you select in this screen will automatically show up on the invoice, regardless of what is tracked as the actual cost of the job. For this example, we'll start with a time and materials service ticket. Next, we'll set the date of this ticket and schedule the job. When we select a date, we'll also have the ability to notify our crew via push notification and email, and you can set up client reminders that send text messages to the client to let them know that your crew is on the way. Then you'll see a list of all of your resources in Knowify, and you'll be able to set the time of day that this service ticket is going to be occurring for. You can change the start and end time, and then select the employees from the list, and this will add to their schedule when they check what they're supposed to be working on via their smartphone app. You also have the ability to use job tags on service jobs, and you can enter in service notes that'll show up on the smartphone app as well, so that the staff working on this project know what they're supposed to be doing. When you click Submit in the top right corner, this job will be created and you'll be able to track cost through employee time, purchases, or other means. If you need a quick way to add material costs to a service job, you can click where it says More. This is also where you'll have the ability to do things like edit this job, view additional details, and if you need, you can convert it to a contract job. We'll allocate materials to the cost of this job just to update where we stand, and since it's a time and materials ticket, it'll show up on the invoice as well. We also have the ability to add time to this job just like we would for any other project. We'll select Neil because he was scheduled on the job, and it'll automatically show up as something to enter on his timesheet. We'll go ahead and submit his time, and then when we go back to the service job, we'll be able to invoice the customer for all of the time and materials that we've added. You can click the name of the job on the left-hand side of the screen, and you'll see you have the option to mark this ticket as complete, which will make it available for invoicing as well. Once this is switched to complete, the button is updated to say Invoice instead. When this button is clicked, Knowify will automatically build an invoice based off of the time and materials that were added to the cost of the job. And you can use this time to add markup or a unit price for things like hours and materials used. Once this is submitted, the project status will change from completed and not invoiced to an invoiced and closed service job. Next, we'll set up a fixed price service ticket. You'll see that with this new service ticket, it's automatically numbered to 12 since the last service ticket we created was 11. Again, we'll set an address for this service job, and this time we'll select fixed price instead of time and materials and define how much we want on the invoice when this job is marked as complete. The entered items do not need to be products or services from your QuickBooks catalog, but if they do match, they'll sync to those specific items when the invoice is created and synced to QuickBooks. We'll finish scheduling this ticket, and you'll see that there's a shaded box to represent where some of our staff are busy with the other ticket that was created earlier in this video. This way, we can make sure that we don't double schedule any of our users when creating service tickets. We'll see that this ticket is marked as fixed price, which means we do not need to add any cost in order to create the invoice. We'll mark this job as complete, And when we select the invoice button, it'll automatically pull in the lines that we defined when creating the ticket earlier. If you need to review more information about your service tickets, you can click where it says Service History at the top of the Service Jobs module. From here, you can filter out different date ranges to find different tickets that are in your account, and then you can also change statuses as needed. So if we want to find the ones from earlier, we can see which jobs have been marked as completed and invoiced. This will show us profitability based off of the costs we added and the invoice that we created for this job. We'll also have the ability to run a summary of each ticket that will show all the time and materials that we added to the job, any necessary comments, and there will be a field for the client to offer a signature, which is available via Knowify's smartphone application when someone marks the ticket as complete in the field. To get more detail on a service job, you can click the arrow where it says View Details, and it'll look similar to the inside of a contract job. From here, you have the ability to view logs and activity feeds that show all costs and revenue that are associated with this specific ticket. And if you need a downloadable report of all the information that goes into your service tickets, you can click where it says Service Report at the top of the screen to find a date range, and you'll receive all the information about ticket statuses and profitabilities in this time period.